My friend, this is Gilles Mansillon. I feel a little bit lazy today. I've been traveling. I took a lot of note on the train yesterday, so I thought I'd share some of that. I hope this will be interesting for you. I thank you for your presence and for your likes, your comments, your sharing, your subscription. I hope you subscribe and continue to follow all there's going to be a great shift of energy. And for your donations, if you want a private session, you can send me an email. I do feel there is a great transcendental energy. It's all about the alignment, but it's very challenging. It's very important to offer unconditional forgiveness to everybody. Then we can expect it from God and from others. So, because everyone's done transgression consciously or unconsciously, so it's good to be forgiven and forgive others. And because there are things that are so obvious to me in this new dimension that I've reached and they're completely they're really difficult to imagine in 3D, but it works in 5D. There is a big difference between the physical plane, the facade, the emotional or astral plane, and the spiritual plane above. It's like on the physical, it changes, as we know, little by little, but it's all being created on the astral as a quantum field. So it's like it's a great field of energy where there is a lot of dynamism and mystery and um, and um, and suspense in relates like our soul and God created this amazing story for our life in reality. But on the higher planes, everything is pretty much subtle. So it's been a solution have been found. It's on the way to working. Everything in because sometimes it's like very dramatic events going on down here for me on my astral. There is the physical is like the mantle, and then the mantle moves into the relationship to the higher emotional realm, and then so it's like the momentum always guides all of the experiences, the personal choice we make. And so sometimes it creates a tension and so on, but it's part of the process. We grow in learning through that. As you find out, if you're new, I'm sorry, I speak about transcendental psychology here. Welcome to all. For it is very hard to make precise prediction about anything because consciousness shifts all the time. Only God knows. Well, not only God, but God knows when it will be the right time for something to happen, and then it happens. There is a great master who's a planetary logo, a friend, a beloved master named Sanat Kumara, he's like he's experiencing all that is going on the planet through all experiences. That was also basically my first spiritual aspiration was going there when I discovered the greatness of God. I said, well, it would be wonderful to share all experiences of all human beings rather than having just mine. That was my first aspiration, but then that includes a lot more because there's all the animals and the plants and the spirits and so on. So it is sometimes for me there is still obstacles in consciousness and in relationship to many things that are happening within me from the astral planes. But now I reached a very much more permanent presence in the first dimension. I'm able to see that. Well, not always, unfortunately, because I'm still being like sent down into this fourth dimension. But from there, everything is on the way to being solved. So trust that for yourself as well. And your higher self knows what's really the best, and cooperate and align and tune in. Your higher self is the only one. Your soul and your higher self are the only one who can totally deliver you. For everybody looking for some kind of freedom on whatever level, but we're all seeking more freedom. And so well, like right now in this situation, I feel like I have the very short hand of a stick, and it's like, whoa. So it's like testing and challenging. Yet it seems like the results are sure. From the higher plane, the results are sure. The destiny is anchored. There is no choice. It is like we are allowed to doubt, but it's like the path of fulfillment and destiny is like is already set. There's a lot of dynamism and suspense within the doubting process and the co-creative process. There is surrounding by spirit, because it's like God has created this huge production, but for every scene is supervised by higher spirit and consciousness. Um, and a lot of outcomes are still up in the air, and just let the process, trust the process. because the victory of the light and the ascension is certain, it's guaranteed, but how or when, it's like totally up to God. It's like the freedom for all, it's like to understand, because right now the snake is always lurking, try to create conflict, try to create fear, to create separation, to create dramas, to create all kinds of things. It's like chaos. But don't be, if you cannot be fooled and vigilant. You cannot observe that. It's like that's the only thing you can do. Bring light into situation and protect those you love with your energy, with your love. Call on the light. The worst thing that can happen is the waste of time. I mean, if we make a mistake, if our destiny is anchored, we wasted time, but we're still aligned to it's like a compass. We're returning to it. Sorry, I have a cramp. It's not that I exercise too much right now. It's like I'm really looking forward to be able to exercise again. It's important to understand is the message more than the messages. If you ask for guidance, for instance, I ask for my project that the Melchizedek receivers, it's a group of beings that live on the planet, the super teachers, universal logos, and I always welcome their counsel when there is important things, decisions to make, or if there is something delicate, to always give me their guidance. And when you ask for that or something else, or for guidance from spirits, the spirit's not going to appear before you to speak in your language. It's going to send you a thought that's going to be his answer. So just sometimes it's not what you expect. Sometimes it's the opposite of what you expect even. But I usually have a tendency to follow the guidance even if I don't understand it. For all higher beings live in invisible dimensions, but there are countless of them, and we are very much well cared and supervised, and everything is carefully planned lessons that we need to learn to achieve this ascension. And it's good to be able to, when we when we breathe in the light of the sun, it's like to imagine light coming into your body. It's like prana, and to put your consciousness in visualizing that the air is full of light. So it is, the more we can do that, the faster we'll actually our DNA will be exposed to light, and we have to believe it ourselves and trust the guidance. Excuse me. So our inner self, because the inner self is the future. Everything we see in the world is the past. It's what is the accumulation of all that's been done. But the inner self, what you feel inside, what you know inside, what you do inside, what is actually, if we're depressed, it's not really, we're stuck. But when we're really happy in a creative mode, it is our future that we're creating. And we do have to offer unconditional forgiveness to expect to receive it. We all have made transgression, and sometimes in the relationship on the saddle planes, you make sometimes some faux pas. Sometimes you have to be fearless and do what comes out. But sometimes you not transgression, but you don't have necessarily all the wisdom that would have you handle all the situation in the best way they can. But those connections are essential, important, and so you want to be able to learn to deal with all that. So it's really a new level that is opening. I don't know if you feel it, because there are things that are really so obvious in 5D that are like really not evident in 3D. The spirit tell me to trust. So, and yeah, it's very challenging. Really, what I'm experiencing, it just like blows my mind. It rocks my world. It turns my life upside down. It's like completely, but it's like it's also leading me to something incredible. So it's very hard to make precise conclusion right now, but it will come. And because we are like sometimes in a place of limbo between the old and the new. It's like when we're nowhere, and we don't want to be there, and we're forced there, and there is no choice. We gotta patiently wait for it to resolve itself out of our comfort zone. So do not judge yourself or think it's permanent thing. It's just a limbo time between the end and the new. And so because all that we thought, believed, all the mental construction, the desire, the emotion, everything that we've ever done since we were born is like inside our body. So all of, if we want to change something, we're gonna have to. It's our creation. We are gonna have to deal with all that to see if there is anything we want to change. When something old comes back, it's because it's to give us this opportunity in order to find permanent peace, abundance, and freedom. For yeah, I mean, sometimes I talk about interpersonal relationship because they became dominant within my experience right now in relationship to the lesson I'm learning. But understand, no human relationship is perfect, but some of them are perfect for us. And so it's like we have to go with that. I'm receiving all kinds of messages because I have antennas in all now I realize I have antennas in many situations and with many people. It's like I'm connected to them. It's like I can always check on them and see what's going on. It's quite amazing. Sometimes it's like there are things that are really hard to handle, but because it's like I just want to be respectful in any way. But nothing is. It's all very spiritual. Huh? It's not nothing. It's not like I'm going to spy on them or anything like that. So. And so just because sometimes I go into this higher planes and it's like all those connections feel completely abandoned because my love, my energy, my antennas are no longer there. They're all the way up with me. And so, but I do have to continue to cultivate this sense of ascension. And but then I usually return, or if I feel like it's like something is like somebody's like, ooh, it's like, where are you? Where are you? I just say, no, I'm here. It's like, but because I feel it's very important. Those people are essential. Maybe not now in my present today, but in my future, my soul and spirit is really telling me those people are essential to my happiness in the future. So they're very, very important to me. It's like good karma. Sometimes you have to go through a lot of bad karma to get to the good karma. There are certain karmas of soul plans that are really, really fulfilling in relationship to just being. And total freedom is coming anyway. At the end of life, at the end, when we lose our physical body, or if we turn into our light body, we won't have to do that. But most mortals will die at some point, and we'll return to the light, or return to ourselves. We become aware of all things. It's like the good, the bad, and the ugly. But once you turn into the ascension, that's really what I've been shown in the astral plane: the good, the bad, and the ugly. Certain things that I honestly, it's like I'm not. It's like God is entrusting me with all kinds of things that I wasn't sure I was ready to see all that. It's like, but it's part of the process. So. Do not feel too much indulgence to go back into the past, to return to old habits or anything like that. But the past is very useful. It can consult the Akash. The history, every situation, everything that ever happened is recorded. You can replay it in your third eye once you access this Akash. And of everybody, anything. And there is also the spiritual energies that are all the energies on different levels that are surrounding because there is, for everything that we do and in relationships or even when we're alone, there is always a great deal of presence from celestial beings that are observing our thoughts, observing our words, observing our relation they're here to assist in the evolution of they're like ministers that God created this amazing spiritual universe, and he's given a lot of attention, a lot of personnel to the mortal world. It's like, well, of course the universe is so vast, and the number of those there are some spiritual beings in the universe that are doing their work essential to the work of the universe, but they've never heard of material reality. They don't even know it exists. It's like they have no clue. They don't need to know, but maybe one day. For now, they're doing everybody's doing what they need to do. But I mean, it's far more grandiose than anything we can even imagine. And so keep in mind your freedom, your personal freedom, and the freedom of the planet. And this is really what we came here to do. And so. Yeah, we have to just let ourselves be guided. And there is not one formula that works for all. We're all unique and different. So, but we have to learn to be guided by our own inside world. We have a plethora of being. And if we need more, if we expand, we grow, there is always new guides that are coming in. And some of them never leave because they're like original guides. But some of them leave because they're like another guide can come in and replace. So it's not really the guides; it is you receiving the message. Continue to practice lucidity by doing meditation, practice compassion by practicing love, and practicing courage also by act of facing fear and perfecting our character. God is really an expert in all of evolution. It's like he works outside of the norm that of all is like around our consciousness. Is always around the consciousness that is around us. It's like he's like. For it's like every time we leave one level from third to fourth, but a lot of people are about to leave third dimension to fourth dimension. For me, I'm like leaving fourth dimension. I'm still fourth, fifth dimension. 3D is like, although 3D is the world of senses that the ego perceives as real. So I do perceive the reality, the physical reality as real, but it's a collective projection in reality. I recognize my soul as more real than my physical reality. So it's like, but the creator works completely outside of our own belief system. It's like it's another level. Sometimes we don't really understand the mea culpa. Sometimes God is telling me things, showing me this. Like, I'm sorry. It's like I just didn't get it. I'm sorry. Something is rare, but it happens. For it's like, and so yeah, every time we leave a level, we started as fresh, like babies, like we don't know. It's like this new dimension I've reached a few days ago. This new level of consciousness is very much like I'm just beginning to learn the new rules. There's so much more is expected. It's like more, and sometimes I feel like I'm in the level before. I was like, well, very confident and everything. This new level, it's like, whoa, it's like completely different. Our astral body lives in the emotional body lives in the astral. It's like the future will live in an astral body. It's like a lot more consciously, because the physical is ruled by the mental and the ego, and the ethereal is like our spiritual plane. And so yeah, when we have those, when you start feeling things outside of you, it's like the good, the bad, and the ugly, the ups and downs. And it is the truth. It is the reality. It is not a sugar-coated images of an idealized reality. So it's like it takes a lot of. You have to learn to be only love, to be very tolerant. And even if you have to experience things that are intolerable, man, it's like still being challenged and pushed to the limit of what could be acceptable or tolerable to experience. But spirit is like taking me there anyway, so I have no choice. But it's taking me out of my comfort zone. Yes, I have a lot of gratitude for all this expansion of consciousness and all the spirit I'm working with. And to Allah, the great one. And for Allah is not just the God of the Muslims, c'est le Dieu c'est pas le Dieu seulement des musulmans, c'est le Dieu de tout le monde, en réalité. Et donc, oui, cette éclipse, elle va être perçue différemment. C'est la conscience de l'un qui est tout. C'est la destinée ultime. Et donc, oui, c'est vrai qu'avec cette éclipse, c'est 6 jours là, qui arrivent, 3 jours avant, 3 jours après. Il faut vraiment s'attendre à des transformations. Il faut vraiment aller avec c'est des mises à jour. C'est des mises à jour. I'm sorry, I'm speaking in French here. I'm sorry, I'm speaking in French. So it's a great deal of. I will check if I speak too much in French, I won't pass the video. So I'm a little bit tired. I haven't slept much for like a few days. Due to all those things that are keeping me up at night, it's like you have no choice. And so it's like ready to be upgraded with this eclipse for the next 6 days. So and avoid the temptation to go back to what you were doing on the last level, to try to make a clean slate and move on to what is recommended. For all experiences are in reality a stepping stone to another stepping stone towards whatever we want, whether it's ascension, empowerment, love, or anything else. It's like whatever we desire and our soul wants, will be guided step by step towards it. And so understanding. All are thoughts that are loving. There is only two forces that activate the whole process of mental, emotional experience: is the fear and love. Every emotion, every thought, every desire is activated. Not a desire, maybe, but is activated by fear or by love. So, and we have to minister within our consciousness. Our consciousness is like a hub where all the energies of life that we know is always traversing. So it's like we minister to all those energies, or all we know. God knows what we know. And so there's always new things coming in, but new people, whatever. So it's like the reward and punishment also in relationship to how we progress in relationship. How do our soul we relate to ourselves, and to be love only eventually, not to come from the ego, but to yeah. Sometimes when whatever happened, it's like you gotta be contemplative. Sometimes I have an intention to do something, and it is something completely different that comes out of me. But I have to trust that this is what is right. That's what my inner self wants. I'm not gonna say, no, I wanted to do this. It's just like, no, thank you. But even if you don't understand it, it's very. I hope those messages resonate with you. It's really, I'm just trying to share some deep insight in relationship to those monumental times, that historical time we're traversing. It's very important to remember that for those who believe in God, for someone who doesn't believe in God, we won't talk about it. I'm sure they'll find their way. You cannot teach the existence of God. It says God wakes you up. You become aware of that inevitability. But for those who have the faith, is to realize that with God we have everything, but without God we have nothing. I mean, because well, it's not that we have nothing, but at the end there is only pain, suffering, isolation, illusions. But with God, anything's possible. There is more than that even. It's like we have to get our power within and our power without. And it is coming in alignment. Accept the norms of the laws of what is going on within, and accept the norm and laws of what's going on without. Even if there is a lot of laws that are very criminal, and there are a lot of things that are completely benign and actually good for you that is forbidden. When they actually allow things that are really, we're really going to have to clean up all the legal system and the divine law to realign it to the Galactic Codex, at least. That's a step in the right direction, because the divine law is God in action, and that's because there is so many people working against the law. We're creating misery and suffering in the world. As we align back to the way of one, the way of love, the way of justice, the way of balance and respect, we'll find the middle point, and everything will. For the law of God, this law of cause and effect is not mechanical. It's not something like a mirror, like just like the reflective spirit will do what they do. But there is also countless spiritual, celestial intelligence that are participating in this administration of the universe. Understand what is heavy and what isn't light. And there is like big problems that are really serious, and there are problems that sometimes we can make a mountain out of something that is not really all that serious. So and the dark ones have been pushed to the periphery. The only obstacle we have is the fear, and then the solution to the fear is to ask for more courage. So it's kind of nice to have those antennas now. It's like I'm getting used to it, but it's like sometimes I'm like being bombarded with information and vision and all kinds of things. So on situation and things, but it all comes very intelligently, and it's very organized in the way everything is. It's like life is, the more we will come to realize the gift of life once we achieve this transmutation into the enlightenment. That's when we can actually perceive, because yeah, when you see all that is going on, you see all in real time. You have to see all the ups and downs, the positive and the negative, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I think that do not believe all the catastrophic things and all the fear-based news media. It's really not. Just trust that it's part of a plan and the process, for they want to keep people in fear. And but the new energy, when you tune into the new energies of what's going on within, it's like much more charged with energy, faster, more consciousness. And that's really what's more love. That's really what's coming into every being on the planet. It's like love, light, consciousness is being elevated, is being elevated within all beings. So those who have really, really dark things going on, it's like they see it, and it's like they're gonna get more angry, more frustrated. It's like, but those who are tuning in towards the light will be assisted, supported. Continue to cultivate the sense of no fear in the navigation, and know you are protected. For me, I know sometimes I get lost in the astral plane. I know my master guide is like always there. Like, he has my back, and so it's like for you can get lost in the infinity of potential. It's okay. Everything is part of the process. Well, not that often, but and not anymore at least. But for a very long time, we were very unconscious, but we had to have the courage to go. We always had angels to assist us and to protect us when we explore those invisible realms, because there's like a lot of beauty, but there's a lot of darkness as well in those planes, and they're really real. So it's like a highest choice, and our destiny is protected. Even if we make a mistake or make the wrong choice, it gets corrected rather rapidly. So because so much has been revealed, yet there is still left much for mystery and speculation. For it's like when you realize that all that you know is happening through you. You are the sum of all that is. You realize that your consciousness is directing your own thoughts, is directing the process of creation. And to realize the positive focus that is love, that is within, and has the future, and the negative focus that is what we perceive outside, that is fear. There is a rebirth or renaissance in progress, regaining our earthly and heavenly power. And so I hope this video was interesting for you. I'm a little bit tired, but I thought I'd make it anyway. It's a bit longer than usual. I'm going to finish with a song. I wasn't going to make the video because I wasn't in the mood to sing the song that I had selected. So I said, I pick up another song, and I said, it's too bad. It's like, you should sing that one. So I'm going to re-sing that song. It's a very romantic song. It's got a personal meaning for me right now, because I send it to that person I love, I adore. And so when this song goes back into my head, it's like, because there is still problems, complicated between us, to remind me not to forget about her. So maybe I know she's not watching my videos. So. The highest wisdom is an unfinished symphony. There is still things that are within our power that we know that we can complete within the process that we need to complete. The higher wisdom is, may the truth be. The truth will remain, and the truth will come out. What is the highest? What we need to understand is our imagination. Everything is molded by imagination. If you imagine something on the astral plane, it's just as it is true as it is done. So, what's your thought? It's like in hypnosis. Whatever hypnosis is like, it can make you believe and make you transport to any reality. You create a reality, a construct of reality that supports that. So within the astral plane, when we're constructing our dream, but we do need to follow the higher planes once we know they are there. We just don't, because if we don't know that there is guidance and protection and framing from the higher planes, then it can go all kinds of places, like darker places. But otherwise, we are elevated a bit every day. What we need to do is continue the regeneration, to slow down, to allow ourselves to be regenerated, transformed. And the outcome is justice, is to be transparent, to be the equitable being. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I'm going to finish with this song, and then I'll pull out a few more cards. No, it's a love song. It's called Everything I Do. Look into my eyes, you will see what you mean to me. Search your heart, search your soul, and when you find me there, you will search no more. Don't tell me it's not worth trying for. You can't tell me it's not worth dying for. You know it's true. Everything I do it for you. Look into your heart, you will find there's nothing there to hide. Take me as I am, take my life. I would give it all, I would sacrifice. Don't tell me it's not worth fighting for. I can't help it, there's nothing I want more. You know it's true. Everything I do it for you. There's no love like your love, and no other can give you more love. There's nowhere unless you're there all the time, all the way, yeah. Oh, you can tell me it's not worth trying for. I can't help it, there's nothing I want more. Yeah, I would fight for you. I lie for you, walk the wire for you. I'll die for you. You know it's true. Everything I do it for you. I'm sorry, my voice is a little off today. And I added a word that's even more powerful. It's like, where was it? It's like a word came in. It was like, it's, there's no word. There's no love like your love, and no other could give you. Oh no, that's about probably what I said. So well, it's very very strange, very unexpected. I met this woman on the internet. I've never met her, but she rocked. She blew up all my plans. She's like, she turned my world up. She rocked my world. My everything is like I have no choice. Like spirit says, it's like essential, important. It's like, but it's very complicated. It will solve itself because those are things that maybe in the future, those will maybe make sense if like you look like 5 years from now, you'll see my life, you'll understand who that person was and all that. And the observer of the day is to remain universal, to not be focused on any outcome. It's called creativity here. To let it all go, to let it all be one, to focus on being the one. Oh, a lot more positive than in the French video. French video, we had hard cards to deal with. I'm going to pull a few cards. So it's like the intensity is going to continue with this coming eclipse. The situation is harmony. It's bliss, it's joy, it's happiness, fulfillment. And there is a breakthrough around that. The thing is, within ourselves, we haven't made a resolution. There is still a part of us that is fighting against the other. We're still confronting that different sorts of ideas that can... Eventually, the communion will come, the love, the exchange, the friendliness. For in the past, we've been shown all the possibility, and now the fruits are ripe. It's called ripeness. Where we're moving into is higher consciousness. We're moving into a next level. Our strength within the situation is go within. It means that we'll still be surrounded in our consciousness by shadows, but we learn to find the inner peace, the inner center, and then we'll be courage. Will be the essence of courage, of the heart opening. For it's nothing to. We really have to know that within the outside world, everything comes to completion naturally. It's the kind of transcendence, transformation. It's usually the card of death, but so it means everything comes naturally at the right time. In our inner emotion, it is good. We start feeling the success, the victory. It's really this victory, this success. And the outcome will be intensity, and it's going to be very intense. So it's like the intensity of love and light. So it's like moving into the light. So it's really a wonderful thing that is coming. Well, I hope you like this message. I thank you so very much, and I wish you a wonderful day. Namaste.